and for the recording as well. And thank you all for being here. And I'm going to have two helpers to read both the mission statement and as well as the bios of our presenters. So Carol's going to help me by reading the mission statement, I think. Is that right, Carol?
Yes, I do.
Do you have it with you?
I do.
Okay, good. And I'm ready. So let's go ahead and welcome Carol Allen. Welcome, Carol.
Welcome, everyone. So glad you're here. Our mission, Helping Parents Heal, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting parents whose children have passed. Through support and resources offered, we aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to one of hopefulness and greater peace of mind. HPH goes a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and afterlife evidence in a non-dogmatic way. HPH affiliate groups welcome everyone regardless of religious or non-religious background and encourage open dialogue. Attendance at this meeting is voluntary. We hope that participants will learn from and share with each other. Discussions here are confidential and not designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Zoom meetings run by leadership are not confidential. These meetings typically feature guest presenters and are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members worldwide can watch and benefit. Neither type of HPH meeting is designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers, allowing parents to learn about many possible ways to heal. This includes presenters covering progressive topics such as afterlife evidence and connecting with children who have passed. The views expressed by our guest speakers may or may not reflect the opinions of Helping Parents Heal leaders and members, so we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. Thank you. I think Christy, or is Christy, Sue is gonna introduce. Yes, here you go, sweetie.
Hello, everybody. It's my honor to introduce the two presenters today. And first is Jeff Hollahan. After the tragic passing of their son, Devon, in Frankfurt, Germany in 2009, Jeff Hollahan and his wife, Lynn, began experiencing profound signs and connections that brought them comfort, healing, and a renewed sense of purpose. Through these experiences, they discovered that Devon's love and presence continues to guide their lives. Their journey led them to Helping Parents Heal, where they formed deep connections with fellow parents and became active leaders within the organization. Lynn is a founding member, co-affiliate leader of the Helping Parents Heal book club, and contact for caring listeners. Jeff is a founding member and serves on the board of Helping Parents Heal. Together, they hope to help other parents find peace, hope, and healing as they move forward in love and connection. And Jeff won't say it, but he's now a trained sound healer. And our other presenter is the beloved Lisa Wilcoxson. Lisa Wilcoxson is the mother of two sons in spirit, Michael Angelo and Anthony. Michael, who had special needs following a severe reaction to an early childhood vaccination, passed at age 12 in 2000. Caring for Michael was one of the greatest privileges of Lisa's life. In 2013, Lisa's younger son, Anthony, passed away while attending Arizona State University. Through meditation and spiritual connection, Lisa found profound healing and now uses mediumship to share the message that love never dies. She is an HPH affiliate leader, caring listener, honorary board member and certified medium. Anyway, we love both of them. This is going to be thrilling today.
Yes, and thank you, Sue. Oh my gosh, so Sue Frederick, as you all know, Reverend Sue Frederick is a Unity minister, and she helps us enormously. She's a master numerologist, and she's also written incredible books that I'm sure a lot of you know about. But please join me in welcoming these wonderful people who are going to be playing for us today. Yes, and Rick can say something too. So let's have Rick say something first. So go ahead, Rick.
Hello, I just want to make sure that everybody knows I'm filming in support of helping parents heal. And I know that some people have already said that they don't want to be captured. So I'm filming now just so if you don't want to be filmed, please let me know and I'll make sure that you're edited out because I don't want to invade anybody's privacy. So other than people I already talked to, anybody else want to be excluded?
No, but I would have done my hair better. All right, let me get some more lipstick on.
Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you, Rick. So again, please join me in welcoming both Jeff Hollahan and Lisa Wilcoxson, who are just such a huge part of helping parents heal. Welcome, both of you.
Well, this should be interesting. Can everyone hear me? We're doing a sound bath today. And sound is not only something that we hear with our ears, but it's something that we feel. In addition, my regimen of shots was completed 2.5 months ago. I have not bitten anyone since. And since we're talking about feeling, to the extent that you're comfortable, I think the experience will be more powerful the closer you sit to the instruments that we have up here. So I'm not going to twist your arm, but I think the experience would be better if you moved closer. And if you don't want to, that's fine. Wow.
Close to you. Yeah, that's impressive.
Apparently I've become more compelling in retirement. So you guys all know this, that our bodies are mostly water, and we don't have a large enough type of bowl to show you. But if you have one of the metal bowls like this, in a larger size, and you fill it with about 2 inches of water, and you do the droning sound, you actually begin to see the sound waves manipulate the water. And when my wife and I were in Nepal a while back, they had a bowl that was probably 4 times this size, and they started droning it, and the sound was almost inaudible because it was at such a low frequency. But after about 30 seconds, they actually had a column of water that was shooting out of the bowl about 12 to 18 inches, just from the vibrations. So the sound, again, you'll hear some sounds that we think you'll find pleasing, but remember that it's impacting different parts of your body. It's manipulating the water in your body and helping that way. So would you like to take over and talk about setting intentions, and we'll get started. And we just want you guys to be comfortable. Close your eyes. We'd like to have a little discussion after our sound bath today and talk about what you felt, what you heard, what you saw. Lisa and I did this a few weeks ago up in Sedona. They had 3 sound practitioners, and there was a cacophony of sound going on. And I found myself in a place I'd never been, which was an aerial view of the pyramids on the plains of Giza, watching them being constructed. In my vision, the ancients of the old world were using caterpillar tractors and backhoes and everything to do all this, so mystery solved. But there was so much noise going on, I was watching this in hyper speed. So we'd love to talk with you if you have any particular visions or feelings or any feedback at all. We'd love to hear that.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm actually the Vanna White of the Jeff Sound Healing Show. So I'm simply here to help, but I would like to invite any of you who would like, kick your shoes off, ground your feet on the floor, put your spine up straight, and just sit as relaxed as comfortable. And as you do so, please remember, just as I spoke a couple months ago about the importance of the breath, as Jeff shared, we are much water. A lot of our body is water, and we need to process these emotions through the water in our body. And as you hear the sound, this is what's going to be happening, is you're going to be moving all that pent up. Perhaps it's grief, perhaps it's stress from the day, perhaps it's whatever may be impeding you from having that clear connection with all that is divine spirit and love. This is what we're going to release today. And please remember how important it is to hydrate and breathe. We hear this right after our children cross, but we really don't recognize and understand the impact it has on not only our own healing, but on our connection to them. So let's all gently, I want to invite you to close your eyes if you're so inclined, and take a deep breath, inhaling with your nose, and slowly exhale through your mouth. Taking another deep breath in, feel a beautiful white light coursing through your body to your fingertips, to your toes. Exhaling at your own pace. Remember, it's all about the breath. In and out. If a thought comes, let the thought touch you and gently release it. You can thank it. Simply breathe. In and out. Allow the sound to hold you. There is nothing you need to do, nothing you need to force. Simply receive. Feel your body becoming softer, your breathing slower, your energy far more open and receptive. Imagine roots of light extending from your feet deep into the earth, grounding you safely and completely. Now gently bring your awareness to your heart, not the mind, not expectation, only the heart. Your children in spirit already know the way to you. Love is the bridge. Allow the frequencies of the bowls to move through your body, through every cell, through every layer of energy. You are lighter, calmer, more attuned. As the vibrations move through your heart center, simply become aware of your child. No effort, no searching, just awareness. Perhaps you feel warmth, perhaps peace, perhaps presence, perhaps simply love. Let it come naturally. Children speak most clearly through energy, feeling, and love. Imagine your child surrounded in beautiful light, whole, radiant. Free. Notice how their presence feels. You may silently say to them now, I love you, and then simply listen with your heart. Allow these frequencies to carry you into deeper conversation, deeper connection, deeper peace, deeper into the remembrance that love continues. You are not reaching for your child. You're meeting them in a space where love already exists. Feel the energy around you becoming softer, lighter, peaceful. Perhaps your child places a feeling, a memory, or a sign within your heart. Simply receive. Imagine your child gently placing light into your heart center, a gift of connection, a gift of peace, a reminder that they are always near. a slow, deep breath in and exhale softly. Feel gratitude for this sacred bond that continues beyond physical form. Begin gently returning your awareness to the room, to your body, to the soft sounds surrounding you. Feel the support beneath you. Feel your breath. Feel the peace within you. Whenever you're ready, slowly open your eyes, carrying the love, presence, and connection of your child with you. Take a deep breath. If you have some water, maybe take a drink of water. We hope you all felt something inside shift. Shift maybe closer to your child. And a beautiful ending intention for all.
Thank you. Did anybody experience anything that they'd like to share with the group?
I'll share.
Okay.
Actually, what I felt the energy just shifting all around. And when I do spiritual work, I feel the energy. And so that's, I feel it over here real strong. It just kind of moved throughout my body.
Okay.
I felt the energy. Feels pretty good.
Was it everything in general? Was it the bowls? Was it the chimes?
At different times.
Okay.
Yeah, just different times I would just feel like, I feel all this energy on my arm. And then it would just shift in different parts and different times. So it's just kind of fun feeling that energy. Love it. Mm-hmm.
It's all energy,
It's
it's
all
all
energy,
frequency,
yeah.
yeah.
Feeling it.
Anyone else? I know somebody who can get to contribute.
Thank you. Yes, I was amazed. I mean, first of all, those crystal bowls, they actually have been used for our 2 conferences, the 2 last ones with Andrea Curry. It's amazing to me to feel the energy that's created when you are able to first touch the bowl and then after make it resonate throughout the room. It was just It was beautiful. And I felt all the kids here. I mean, I don't know if all of you felt your kids here, but I felt that they're here with us and that they're so excited that we're doing this together. I also know that one of the things about this sound healing is that, or the sound bath that they were doing, is that it's very healing. So being able to have these waves of sound go over us is so helpful to all of us in terms of any of the sadness or the healing path that we're on right now, being able to accelerate that process. So thank you for all of you for being a part of this, and thank you, Jeff and Lisa, for doing this. This has just been beautiful.
This was my first time playing this set, and rarely is a bowl perfectly in tune. The note A is exactly 440 hertz. And when we were up there, the bowls were labeled A plus 10. So it'd be 10% of the next note. So it was a little bit sharp. And it happens every time. And I heard it, I felt it because I'm so close. I don't know if anyone else heard. When I was playing two bowls at the same time, you get a little bit of a wavering. That's because they're not totally in tune, that they're kind of playing off of each other, and they give you kind of a binaural sort of sound where they feed off of each other and they just start kind of doing their thing and playing off, and you get kind of a quaver. So I don't know if anybody else felt that, but I did, but I was right next to them. Anything you'd like to add?
That brings up the point that there's several ways to use frequency in our healing and our connection with our children. Jeff spoke of the binaural effect, and there's several binaural meditations that you can get online. Suzanne Giesman has some amazing ones. And back 13 years ago, those took me places I can't even describe to you in such a short amount of time.
Lisa, is that the HemiSync?
The HemiSync is the trademark name of it, but it is basically binaural beats. The Monroe Institute teaches it, where you go and they'll teach you how to, really go deeper into this. But you can find those meditations. If you have some, you need to use an external earpiece, either AirPods or something you can plug in to really get the true effect. But for those of us who are new and we're struggling sleeping, or we're overcome with the waves, and you don't even have to be new, because it's been 13 years now since Anthony crossed. Whatever you feel inside, whenever you feel out of tune, whenever you feel in dissonance, find some way of frequency to tune yourself. You can ground, you can go outside and ground and have your binaural beats on. We brought several little healing tools. Rick got me for Christmas one year this tongue drum. It's obviously not in tune, and I don't know how to play it. He's a drummer, so of course he got me a drum. And maybe he'll play a little something. He also got me a xylophone, and I am #1 with Mary Had a Little Lamb on the xylophone. And I left it in my living room, and I would just walk by and I would just stop. And sound affects our bodies, and it takes us out of the dense emotions to where we can know that we're connecting with our child. We can feel them so much more clearly. I'd like to invite, if I could, Jeff, Miss Christy Majors up for a moment. We have a collection of tuning forks here. And the tuning forks are labeled by note, which I can't read. This is 194.18. It's the root chakra. That's the hertz of it. I know nothing about music, you guys. I'm married to a musician. Jeff's a musician. I don't know what a hertz is. I don't know what a note is. So Christy, who I know is very well versed in tuning forks, is going to explain these to you. And we would like to know, if it's okay with Elizabeth, when we break up into groups, instead of passing our hearts, we'd love to pass a tuning fork so we can each feel the frequency and the vibration as we're talking. And may I?
Oh, sure. I'm anxious to learn.
I know a little bit about a lot of things, and this would be one of them. I see a woman that I met through Elizabeth named Vicki Reed. She's a wonderful artist here in Phoenix, and she does a healing method called biofield tuning. And she's the one that introduced me to the tuning forks. She uses them in her healing sessions. And the woman that she trained with is named Eileen McCusick. And Eileen has lots and lots of videos on YouTube. She has I don't know if she does it every Sunday now. She used to do every Sunday she would go online and do a live, just little chat session and then do a little tune-up session. And that was always, they're all on YouTube and you can go and watch them anytime. And she can explain the scientific explanation of why the frequencies can be healing. We all have, most all of you have heard of your aura. We have a field of energy around us. And the tuning forks help us become into resonance. And when we are in resonance is when we are able to find peace and to find healing. And our bodies know how to do that on their own. And this is just a way to help facilitate that. So that's my explanation.
Thank you, Christy. And she will show, Elizabeth.
I just wanted to say that there are 3 people that had questions when you were asking if there was anybody that wanted to say anything. So,
Okay, well, I'll hand it back to Jeff. I thought you wanted the tuning fork. I'll hand this back to Jeff and we'll do a little bit more question and answer. We have about 15 more minutes. There was something I wanted to say.
starting with Jackie, I saw that Jackie had her hand up.
Okay.
I was just curious, we were gifted one of these about a year ago, and my daughter and I played with it a little, but how do you tune it?
They are untunable.
Okay, so you just let them be?
Yeah, it is what it is.
Okay.
That's based
Well, I
on
think
the
it's
density of the
beautiful
stone.
regardless,
And that's why you will very rarely find one that is perfectly tuned to a note that you would find on the piano, a C or a D or an F or a G. It's going to be an A minus a few cents, an A plus a few cents. Because they kind of get it rough. And I don't know, I'm assuming that they have a rough idea that a bowl that's this tall, this diameter is going to be roughly C. And the C is the root chakra, correct?
Sure,
Yeah. It's put Lisa on the spot there.
I wanted to share with you about the energy and how it helps to connect us with our kids. Every summer I do these floating sound baths. People are on floats. There's sound bowls playing and I go to each guest doing Reiki while we're in the water. But I have a 15-inch Tibetan bowl.
Okay.
And I put water in it and I infuse it with Reiki. And I hit it going to each person. But one of the sound baths, I had 5 HPH bombs there. And this thing started spinning in the water and I let it go. And it was going to each of the moms like in a circle everywhere. I can't take my phone in the water, so I can't film it. But it was like goosebumps.
But it was swirling only with the HPH bombs?
It was just going to them.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
That's how I knew it was the kids, because it started spinning and spinning, and I was like, I'm just gonna let it go and see what happens to it.
That's
And
one of
it
those.
went to each one of them. And I had another sound bath, wasn't in the water, but everybody's laying, and I use the Zephyr quite a bit. And I go over each mom, and one of the moms, the thing was dancing, it was going crazy. It was Paula Emmy. And the
Okay.
next day, she has a friend that's a medium, called her and said, your daughter came to me last night, she said you were in a sound bath. And I was like, it's just the music, the tone, the frequency really connects us with our kids. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. We, in this group, we call those NOEs, no other explanation. The kids are there. Was there somebody else?
Oh, Reverend Sue?
Well, first, I just want to thank Jeff and Lisa. That was so beautiful. I love sound healing like so many of us do. And I also wanted to just talk about how it affects just on a physical level, because, I went through some illness a few years ago and I used sound every night to help me heal. And when you guys were just doing this, I had a little bit of a headache when I got here. And all of my head feels opened up and clear. So don't even underestimate how it helps you heal physically. That's a huge part of the gift of sound. Thank you.
My headache went away too, so apparently. For those interested, if you have a streaming music service, I use Spotify, but I'm sure it's on Amazon and whoever else you might use. There are the frequency healings online, and I like to go to sleep to those. They're called, it's called the solfeggio frequencies, but if you just, HZ is the abbreviation for hertz. So if you type into your search bar, like it's 528 hertz is known as the miracle healing frequency. I don't know if there's any scientific proof to that, but anywhere you go, they refer to it as the healing frequency. But it's a very steady binaural beat. Put in your headphones, put your phone or your iPad next to your bed and listen to these. The droning I find helps me relax, get to sleep quicker, sleep deeper, longer. So if you've got the subscription already, it's free, give it a shot. Just type in the hertz and you can look up the hertz. If you're looking for healing, if you're looking for relaxation, go into Google and type, what frequency supports whatever it is you're looking for, and they'll tell you. And then you go into your music program and type in that hertz, and you'll get a number of selections that deal with that frequency and help get you where you want to go.
I want to also add the Cancer Treatment Center here in Phoenix uses binaural beats to help patients relax and to help them sleep as well.
Yeah, always encouraging when the medical profession is turning to these, what used to be considered woo-woo practices, because they work. They do it because there's laboratory proof that this stuff works.
And we believe it. And I was going to ask if Christy's going to do a demonstration of the tuning forks. Are you going to show us?
You can't hear them.
You feel them.
Okay.
They're
You
the
feel
vibrate.
them.
Okay,
These are.
so, no, but show us how you do it though. So you just hold on to these tuning forks and then
You get your magic hockey puck, apparently.
okay, yeah, that's what I want to see. So,
Well, okay, so this particular one is the crown chakra. It's tuned to 172.6 hertz. I'm talking. And apparently these things on the end, these little thingy bobs, you can either have on or off. I'm such an expert. What I wanted to say was that Elizabeth has real people like Andrea Coury, who has been doing sound baths, who has been doing sound baths for helping parents heal. There's an incredible photograph. She'll be doing it tonight. Geraldine Glass is amazing. I know she's presented to our group. Helping Parents Heal has so many incredible resources, now of course to include our own Jeff Hollahan.
And Lisa Wilcoxson.
So I've got my own gig going.
And Rick Wilcoxson.
I'm not in the music business. I'm here to support. And there are outside resources too, just as Margaret said, she has those beautiful sound baths. I know Christy and I have gone to one over by Reverend Sue's house that's beautiful. You can find these healings around, but what's more important is when we're in our underwear, flat in our bed, and don't even want to get out of our bed because we miss our child so much, or because we've had a difficult day, wherever you are on your journey, all you need to do is, we always have our phones, grab our phones and just find something. The kids have told me in meditation that the masters, symphonic music, Bach, Beethoven, there's so much to this, as others have pointed out. Ultrasound is not new. Sound healing is not new. Dr. Amato showed the frequencies and how it's connected to sacred geometry, and how sound can move things, literally, including the stagnant energy that's in our bodies. And when we feel this, it's just so cool. It really is so cool.
We'll have to take your word for it.
Put it on your head. Would you like to share that experience?
It's really cool.
And I know, I just want to add that our beloved Mally will be watching this video. She was our teacher. Jeff came to the class with a back so bad, we didn't know if he was going to be able to do the course. And on the third day of him playing incredible, these bowls she has they're not quartz bowls with crystal in them. They are pure crystal bowls. And
Embedded with amazing compounds and minerals. I played one with Anchi, which is the remains of a meteorite that hit 160 million years ago. I've got one that's moldavite, which is another space mineral that hit somewhere near the Czech Republic about 70,000 years ago. So in fact, I played one that was frankincense. There was a bowl that had this beautiful yellow tint to it that was infused with frankincense. And it sounded fabulous until I looked at the price tag.
Is she the one that has the beautiful storefront up in Sedona with all the multicolored ones? Do you know what I'm talking about?
That's Crystal Tones.
Okay.
She gets her bowls from Crystal Tones, which is, I go with her when she gets them, which is why I now have tuning forks and why I now have ocean drums and things like that, because I follow her around, and she's been doing this for 45 years and really truly amazing with all of it. But what we're here to tell you is sound is universal, and universal is where our children are. And universal will move all of us. The sound will move all of us. So we just wanted to present Jeff mainly. Thank you, Jeff.
Well, I noticed when looking in the camera here, see our picture, and
And of
I
course your
get
head-
cut off
his
about
head
right
is-
here, which is funny because I just posted a picture that my wife took on
I
vacation.
know, she's right there
with the-
watching us.
with
Hi,
the-
Lynn.
Same thing. So this is the new look. It's just
That's right.
Jeff from here down.
Maybe you're a little too tall, but that's okay. We still love you. But I just wanted to say, okay, thank you. So what are we supposed to do if we would like to get involved in this? Obviously, maybe tune in to Andrea Curry
And
tonight.
so I don't know if it was made clear, but Andrea Corey, who really is a sound healer and really knows what she's doing. I was thinking, this is the first time I've done this. So
She's on
when
tonight.
I get to be, rich and famous dealing with Hollywood, you guys can say that you were here when Lisa and Jeff got their start, at the very, very beginning. But Andrea Corey's phenomenal. She's going to be on the HPH site
Meeting tonight.
tonight at 8 Eastern, 5 o'clock here. Yeah. But throughout the year, Andrea actually offers sound healing classes and tells you about the different instruments, tells you where you can get them, the best deals, that kind of stuff, how to use them, how to combine things. So she's a terrific resource.
And obviously go on Spotify to be able to find the 560.
528.
Oh,
528 is the,
528.
air quotes here, miracle healing frequency.
And the binaural beats that are
Binaural
through the
beats.
Monroe
Institute,
but
Suzanne
also-
Giesemann has amazing meditations All of hers are with the hemisync, which is two different frequencies at the same time, which allows your brain to open up this. I'm making stuff up now, I don't know, it does something.
Would you rather have a hockey puck?
Yes, I'd rather have a hockey puck. There's so much at our disposal, so just know it's there and just feel it, find any of it. I put spa music on because if I had music on, it would just make me cry. Every song reminded me of my boys, every song. Rick can attest to it. I play the spa channel at my house. It has no words, but it just does something inside. And just a funny little story, his mom that comes to live with us frequently, she's 90, she came out of her room one day and said to Rick, "Do I have to listen to that funeral music again?" Which we were surprised. We didn't think it was funeral music. It was beautiful music, so it's just fun.
It is.
Beauty.
Listen to it at breakfast.
Yes.
At your house during the 3-day class.
It just gives you a calmness. So I want to invite you, put it on in the background of your home and just leave it on. It really does affect us, and it really does bring our children closer.
And to those who have attended the conference here at Wild Horse Pass, notice that they have the native flute music playing constantly in the background, which I find to be really soothing. Again, you can go to Spotify. Probably the best known purveyor of that kind of music is R. Carlos Nakai, Nakai. I think he's got an album called Canyon Trilogies, and I could listen to that for weeks at a time. Again, it's a very peaceful Zen, kind of puts you into a completely different mindset. So.
And they play it at the Sheraton as well, don't they?
Yep.
Yes, which is wonderful, yes. So I was going to ask if you guys are planning on doing a guided meditation. And if not, we can ask Reverend Sue to do a guided meditation to close. Is that okay?
It's your gig, you guys.
Are you planning on doing a guided meditation to close?
I thought we just did one.
No, this is
No,
one to talk
yes.
through getting in touch with our kids.
Sue, would you want to do it?
That. No.
But really, Sue, can you have too many
come and
guided
close us,
meditations?
please. That's right.
Just to close, not a long one, just to
close us out? Yes.
to close us out.
I highly doubt anybody's going to go home and say, "Can you believe we sat through 2 guided meditations today?"
I love doing them. I just think you guys are a hard act to follow. You know?
Sit down.
Sit down.
Thank you. You guys have been wonderful.
I didn't mean to pull your chair up under you. I was trying to put you.
So
I'll move
is
the
it
camera and
possible
the chair. Can we turn the lights down? Yeah. I wish, could you do a little bit of crystal bowl behind me, just one of them? Sure. Jeff? Sure. Where did Jeff go? Jeff, just do a very simple sound behind it. It always helps.
Like a solid drone?
Well, I always, when I do it on Zoom, I always put this kind of music on in the background for my classes.
All right.
And it helps people. So you don't have to do an elaborate thing. You can
I'll do it
just
very
have a
softly. I don't
tone.
want
Yeah.
to distract from
All right.
the message.
Let's everybody take 3 deep breaths and close our eyes. And again. And again. And in this moment, we feel our hearts opening so wide. This beautiful experience of quieting the mind, opening the heart, and instantly feeling our departed with us. The angels dance in the vibration of healing frequencies. See your angels dancing around you and your child. They are blessing you for coming here today and doing this. The angels know that you struggle with grief, and they want to lift that. They are so grateful to have sound to help you. The angels and your children circle around you now, smiling and laughing and bringing you love from heaven. And I thank all of us for trying to open our hearts, for shifting our energy, gratitude, love, openness. It's all we have to do, and they do the rest. So feel that gratitude for everyone that's here today that created this presence. Your children are very proud of you for doing this today. And so it is. Thank you, everybody.
That was beautiful, and I just want to let everyone know, thank you, that's a beautiful way to move into our group. So Reverend Sue is going to have a group back where she is right now, and then Lisa is going to have a group maybe with Rick over here, and then Jeff, will you have a group as well over here? So we're going to break into three groups. Oh, and Carol's going to have a group as well, I'm sorry. Carol, can you have a group on this side where you are right now? Is that okay? And we're going to share about our children and pass around. And Christy, do you want to have a group too?
I'll do whatever you want me to do.
Well, you brought your tuning fork, so I think it would be nice. Okay, so these are Lisa's tuning forks, but Christy's going to show how to use them. So that'll make how many of us? We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. Is that right? That's good. 4 is good, right? Because if we have more than 4, and I know we have Margaret who's here as well, and we also have Michelle who's here, but if it's okay, we'll just stick to 4, if that's okay with everyone. And we're going to sign off with everyone who's online right now. I'm very sorry. I wish you could join us for the sharing groups, but thank you for being here today, and thank you, Lynn, for being here as well. We missed you. And we'll talk to all of you soon. Thank you. And then we're going to move the chairs around. Thank you, everyone.